do hold true to that particular matchup. A matchup, I would think, that would lead to the club running better than they have the first two games.
They're hoping that because that's not a normal matchup, they'll be able to sneak guys out, and that Chicago will have a tougher time picking them up in transition, which may open the game up for them a little bit.
All right, Pippen opens up, rebounded by Barkley. And Barkley tried to slice through. And the Suns have opened up with the unusual matchup. Cartwright guarded by Dumas. He goes right at him. Barkley with the rebound. Charles wearing the elbow protection.
And you see, because of the way they matched up, Michael Jordan winds up on Kevin Johnson right now. He has to pick him up in transition.
Now Marley posting up. Armstrong gets help from Cartwright. Marley for Dumas to the reverse. Richard Dumas had the excellent first game in this series, then sat out most of the second half in game number 2. Well, Phoenix over the first 2 games with the lead for only 3 minutes and 54 seconds out of the possible 96 minutes. They led for only 18 seconds in the second half. So the Bulls off to the slow start. They have gotten off quickly over the first 2 games. Here's Johnson, yes, and the Suns with a 4-0 lead.
See, that's how you can break that shooting slump that you're into. Good move.
Another turnover. Here's Marley with Pippen back. He pulls up for the 3. Rebounded by Jordan.
Phil Jackson had mentioned to us, we have to weather the early storm because they understand if they don't come out with a lot of energy, meaning the Phoenix Suns, in this building, we'll put them to sleep early. So Phoenix had to come out and play hard from the beginning. Chicago has to withstand the early minutes.
And Michael Jordan puts the Bulls on the board.
And there's the concern with Kevin playing him, that Michael will post Kevin up. But then again, if Michael's got it all the time, then the other people aren't hurting him.
Barkley setting for the 3, and he hits it. Charles Barkley had about a half hour to line that shot up.
But the elbow must be feeling good. And you know what? I like how Phoenix has come out to start this game. They're taking their threes, they're playing loose, and this is going to be a tough game for Chicago.
B.J. Armstrong cuts it to a 7-4 Phoenix lead. B.J. Armstrong has been superb right throughout the playoffs. And it's Armstrong now guarding Johnson. Good luck, and Dumas puts it away. So the assist for Kevin Johnson, and the Suns lead 9-4. Pippen being guarded by Marley. Dumas with the steal. He had that one diagnosed. The Suns with an 11-4 advantage.
And Phoenix has more energy right now than Chicago does. You can see it. Chicago's kind of meandering through things, not running their cuts real hard, not passing the ball crisply. Phoenix taking advantage.
You know, sometimes when a team is struggling, what they need to do is get on the road. So Phoenix is feeling good right now. They're on the road. They don't have to listen to their crowd, and they're feeling right at home right now.
All right, here's Pippen. And it's tipped home by Jordan. That 7-point lead just a moment ago, the Suns' biggest lead of the series. And Johnson was able to penetrate, could not finish it. Armstrong with West getting back. He goes around it. B.J. Armstrong was facing the 6'10 mark. West gave him a head fake, and he left him behind.
Gave him a little hesitation. Looked up with his head like he was going to shoot the jumper. Once he saw the big man coming, kept his dribble alive, went to the basket.
Mark West putting moves on Bill Cartwright and goes to the jump hook. Mark West has seen limited action over the first 2 games, 14 minutes, game 1, and in game 2 only 8 minutes. In both situations, he got himself involved in early foul trouble. Suns lead it 13-8. Dick Pavetta, the outside official, calling the foul on Richard Dumas.
Before the game, Charles Barkley said he couldn't pick his elbow up past the top of his head. Well, after a little bit of work from the doctors and trainers, obviously he can rebound the basketball, and if you give enough time, he'll line up a 3-pointer and put that one in the bottom of the net. He's feeling a little bit better now that the game has started.
Cartwright. Pippen gets inside, and he's rejected by West. Johnson Jackson knocked it away from Armstrong. It will be Chicago ball with 21 on the shot clock.
Something that they certainly can use. The presence inside of a shot blocker. West, whose minutes have been limited in the first 2 games, will block and change them.
And another block by West, but Cartwright able to recover. Suns lead 13-10. 4.5 gone by. Dumas. And Grant fires down to Armstrong. Grant could not complete it. Grant following up, not able to hit. And it's the Suns back to the offense. Barkley being guarded by Grant. Jordan over to help. Jordan playing halfway, giving Marley lots of room as Barkley puts on a gorgeous move and draws the foul. So Charles Barkley will go to the line. Horace Grant is called for the personal, his first.
Charles has done a little bit with his outside game, now a little bit with his inside game. He's feeling pretty good.
Timeout call. We'll be back after this. Michael Jordan coming off the sensational performance Friday night, 18 of 36, 42 points, 1 assist away from a triple-double. And Phil Jackson revealed to us just moments before the game that Michael was not exactly feeling 100% on Friday.
Going into Friday's game, I thought Mike was going to be maybe unable to play a lot of minutes. He had headaches. The doctor was looking at him for heat exhaustion or for some migraine potential headaches before that game. Gave him a heavy dose of Tylenol. That wasn't working. He went out in the court and said he felt better once he started playing and once he started getting into warm-ups. But we were quite concerned. He had to stop the shoot around during the morning, and yet somehow or other he found the energy. From whence it comes, I don't know, that he has. And only he has had that kind of energy of any player I've ever seen to fulfill a game, and not only that, but just finish a game as well as he did.
I asked Phil, was it perhaps the pressure from all the off-the-court publicity, the Atlantic City journey during the Knicks series, or the book that was released concerning his golf betting? He said, no, he played too much golf in Phoenix under 105-degree temperature, and perhaps that's how he got the headache. West with the rejection.
That rejection is number 25 now in the series for the Phoenix Suns. And gosh, thinking about that statement that Phil Jackson just made, I hope Phoenix wasn't listening to that, because he only had 42 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists in that last game, not feeling well.
Well, right now, Phoenix is doing a wonderful job of team defense. Mark West, that's his 3rd block shot so far in this first quarter. Now, on the other side of that, Phoenix is looking like they're more of a concentrated team, especially in this first quarter. They look like they know what they want to do. They're playing better team defense than I felt they had to do, and they're going out playing a good game so far.
Horace Grant called for that foul, and the Suns struggling at the line. 6:27 remaining in this first quarter. The Suns with a 15-10 lead. Let's go over to Hannah.
Well, Mark, during that last timeout, Charles Barkley checked in with team Dr. Richard Emerson regarding his injured right elbow. Of course, Barkley with a couple of rebounds early and a three-pointer, and he told the doctor, I think we're going to be all right. Marv?
All right, Hannah, Bill Cartwright taking a huge number of shots in the early going. He's 2 for 7 from the field. That sometimes is a 2 or 3 game total composite for Cartwright. And Barkley is stopped. Here comes Pippen. He has Armstrong. DJ Armstrong. That's a 2-pointer. His foot on the line. Suns 15 and the Bulls 14. And BJ is opened up on hitting on 3 of 4.
And Chicago's backcourt now 5 for 7. Their front court players just 2 for 11 to open up the game.
Dumas had it knocked away. Last touched by the Bulls.
Charles Barkley gives away a lot of size. Now, most times he gets away with it, but Chicago is so athletic that they come at you with a number of people that can block shots, from Cartwright, who's not real big on that, to Grant, to Pippen and Jordan.
Barkley was stripped. 24-second violation as the buzzer sounded.
You see, what I think Phoenix needs to do, especially when they want to go into Charles Barkley, is do what Chicago do with Michael Jordan. Run a play away from him and then bring it to him. Let him be like the second option, but really he's the first option. But run the play away from him, then bring it to him.
And you saw Scott Williams over at the scorer's table getting set to check in for the Bulls' first substitution. Jordan changed his mind. Armstrong now working the right side. And Barkley able to rebound. The Suns 15 and the Bulls 14. Just under 5 minutes remaining. First quarter. Kevin Johnson. And the call is last touch by Jordan. So Phoenix maintains possession. It will be a combination of Scott Williams and Stacey King replacing Bill Cartwright. And Horace Grant. Grant with the 2 fouls did not score. Cartwright leaves with 4 points.
Would you say that so far this has not been the explosive beginning that Chicago normally plans on? The crowd getting involved, and it's because of the good start by Phoenix.
Here's West. Dumas on the tip. And the Suns now lead by 3. Bulls try to break, but the Suns did get back. Jordan with Rowe for 3. Yes. Michael Jordan has 7, and he has tied the game at 17. Oh, Armstrong went down, and a foul is called. Foul on West, who blindsided Armstrong. Mark West just apologized to B.J. Armstrong.
Well, what they're trying to do is take that pressure off of KJ and set a pick in the backcourt for him. And what they said, I guess he was moving when he decided to set the pick. See, you're going to see Mark West move over. But what that's going to do is remind B.J. all the time now to look up and look for that pick. Even though he got the offensive foul, Mark West, it's a good move to try to free up KJ.
Here is Pippen. Bulls with a 9-2 run have taken a 2-point lead. First time this evening that Chicago has the lead. Johnson accelerates. He could not penetrate the middle, and he's called for the offensive foul.
Well, in that last timeout, Ahmad Rashad mentioned that Phil Jackson stressed big men. Get over in front of KJ. Don't let him get to the front of the rim. It's exactly what they talked about in that timeout.
Armstrong. B.J. Armstrong once again providing much damage to the Phoenix Suns. Fast start, he's at 4 out of 6. He has 8 points. Chicago leads 21-17. Here's Marley. Yes. And Marley, over the first 2 games, not able to get into it in the first half. In both situations, he came on in the second half. That's his first field goal of the night. Here is Pippen. Scottie Pippen getting good looks. His second field goal has 4. The Bulls now lead by 4. Again, they pick up Kevin Johnson at midcourt.
Well, they're just trying to wear him down. What they want to wear him down, especially for the fourth quarter.
Barkley lost the handle. And they will jump it up. Pippen diving on top of Dumas to tie him up.
Off the dribble, Scottie Pippen elevates and then gets a clean, wide-open look at the front of the rim. You've got to have a hand in his face, go up and challenge the shot. The scramble for the loose ball. This is the finals. You get on the floor and get after all of the loose ones.
Timeout called with 2:52 left in the first. Well, B.J. Armstrong came on very strong at the end of the regular season. He has had an excellent playoff run. It took a while for B.J. to gain the confidence of Michael Jordan and the rest of his teammates when he was inserted into the starting lineup earlier this season. It was not readily accepted, but it is a different story now, and we talked about that with Michael Jordan.
I think B.J., like most college players coming to this level, want to be a star. They want to be noticed. They want to score. They want to be known as a scorer. I think most of the people realize that if you score a lot of points, sometimes you get a lot of recognition. But I think from what B.J. felt is that he knew he could play on this level. He knew he wanted to see his success come his way, but he had to be patient. We had to do it within the team concept. I think he's accepted that role to a point where it's made us a much better team, and now he's getting the recognition that he certainly deserves.
B.J. Armstrong, first-round draft pick of the Bulls back in '89, in his 4th year out of Iowa. And the jump controlled by the Bulls. They've hit their last 4 shots. They lead 23-19.
Ahmad just mentioned that in the last timeout, Phil Jackson emphasized, don't rush and try to bury him early. Stay within the offense. We know that KJ's playing Michael. We could go to it all the time, but that would take the other guys out of the game. They don't want to do that. They'll get to Michael eventually.
Last touch by Dumas. The Suns have inserted Oliver Miller for the first time.
And I think what Coach Paul Westphal is doing here with all these mismatches and going to different lineups is he's trying to conserve first Dan Majerle's energy where he can get off offensively. And then when KJ is guarding Michael Jordan, that means that he can get away from BJ and won't be pressured all over the court once the outlet comes to him.
Oliver Miller was called for that foul.
Scramble for the loose ball. Miller turned his head, didn't keep a body on King. King makes the quick move, comes up with the ball.
Both teams have only 2 team fouls. Very few whistles here at the start. Jordan, after feeling around for the presence of Majerle, connecting for his 4th field goal. He's 4 for 6, 9 points. Chicago 25 and Phoenix 19 with just under 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Game 3 of the best of 7. Phoenix trying to cut it to a 2-1 lead. Chicago trying to go up 3-0, and Michael Jordan puts the Bulls up 27-19.
Dan Majerle just stood in that corner, even after the steal, never moved. He just couldn't believe that Michael Lefter came up with it that clean.
Dumas with the second effort following the rejection. And the Bulls now lead by 6 points. Jordan off the crossover. Oh, he's on fire. Michael Jordan with 13. And Chicago has hit 7 of its last 8. They lead by 8. And the foul is called.
It's not always going to be KJ guarding Michael. This time he feels the bigger man needs a little space, a little hip action, then elevate over the top to get a good look. Not only does he do it at the offensive end, but he leaves Majerle, picks Oliver Miller's pockets, goes down, gets the easy score, and Dan Majerle just cannot believe that that took place.
Non-shooting foul on Armstrong. Barkley, not a good shot. And last touched by the Bulls. Dumas, Barkley, Miller on the front line. Majerle and Johnson in the backcourt with 1 minute left in this first quarter. Dumas stripped. Jordan knocking it away. B.J. Armstrong hears it from the crowd as John Paxson replaces him. Armstrong leaves with 8 points. And another outstanding effort. Holding foul called on Paxson.
See, the struggle has come from Phoenix again when they've been able to have to set up in their half-court offense. You know, when they were running up and down, getting steals, getting dunks and layups, it was because of their transition game. Now they're back into their half-court game, and they've not been able to score in their half-court offense.
Mark West getting ready to return. Bulls 29 and the Suns 22. Here's West, who earlier had 3 blocked shots. Charles Barkley will get a rest. Charles has not been effective. 1 of 4, 4 points, along with 5 rebounds.
Is this a vote of confidence by Paul Westphal that KJ has been on the floor the entire quarter? No one's come in for him?
You're on the road now. Frank Johnson is a good player, and he probably plays better when he's at home. But now you're on the road in the biggest game in probably Phoenix Sun history to date. And you got to go with your veteran. You got to go with the all-star and KJ.
Jordan tried the bullet pass. The officials checking it over. Garrettson and Pavetta in a discussion as to who knocked it out of bounds. Pavetta apparently had the better look, and he says last touched by Chicago.
Well, to me, it hit Oliver Miller and went out of bounds. Nobody else from the Chicago team touched it after that. So you got a break there for the Phoenix Suns.
Yes, that's the contention of the Bulls, but the ball goes to Phoenix. Half-minute remaining in this first quarter. Chicago leads by 6. Dumas, Miller with the tip. So the Bulls now lead 29-25. 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Pippen saw the opening and lost it. And they say offensive foul. It's a charge called on Pippen.
I don't know if anybody knew what the call was at the end. Everybody just kind of stood around and waited. Was it going to be a foul for moving underneath Pip? Was it going to be an offensive foul? And then suddenly the announcement that offensive foul was called.
That might have been the first mistake of these 3 games that the Chicago Bulls have played. They shot. Pippen went in with 12 seconds. You know, there's a lot of time now on the shot clock.
Danny Ainge, who had the strong game on Friday night, has come on for the first time. Here's Johnson. Yes. 4 seconds left in the quarter, and the Suns with him too. Marley with the intercept. Marley for Dumas, and they're tied at a 29. 1 and 5/10 seconds to go in the quarter. Scott Williams throws one the length of the court. Jordan with the shot. So the Suns score the last 8 points of the first quarter. They've come from behind to tie the game at 29.
And what Magic was talking about wound up being a 6-point swing in the game potentially. 2 that Chicago didn't end to get the quarter, and then after the score, steal, and another score, 4 more points for Phoenix.
After one here in Chicago, the Bulls 29, the Suns 29.
Talk about it. That last critical turnover that Chicago had, as Magic mentioned, came about with 12.3 seconds remaining on the game clock and shot clock. Pippen drove to the basket, picked up an offensive foul. He should have just held this basketball. His team was leading 29-25. If they score the last basket, they're up 31-25, up 6. But by him going early, it gave a chance for Phoenix to go down, score, steal the inbounds pass, score again, and you wind up with a 29-29 basketball game to end the first quarter.
I know when I was with the Lakers, if I had to turn that ball over or shot it during that time, Riley would have met me at half court and been screaming and holler all the way at me.
Second quarter is underway. Grant back in there, rebounds. Trent Tucker has come on for the first time. So a 3-guard alignment for Chicago. Jordan, Armstrong, and Tucker, along with Williams and Grant. Armstrong is open for 3. 11 for B.J. Armstrong. And the Bulls lead 32-29. Tom Chambers has checked in. Chambers up front with West, Marley, Johnson, and Ainge in a 3-guard set. Marley for 3. Yes. And Dan Marley is on target.
They finally took advantage of the team defense of the Chicago Bulls. Spotted up Dan Marley on the penetration. Kicked it out to him for 3 points.
The game tied at 32. Jordan with the room. Too much room for Michael Jordan from a Phoenix point of view. 15 for Jordan. The Bulls 34, the Suns 32. Marv Albert with the czar of the telestrator, Mike Fratello, Irvin Magic Johnson. Bob Rashad had a storm. Bob Costas will be along at halftime with the Prudential halftime report. Bill Walton and Peter Vesey. Here's West getting inside. Mark West with his second field goal, and again we're tied 34 apiece. Minute and a half gone by in the second quarter. Scott Williams. Johnson gets it down for Chambers, and Phoenix is up by 2.
Well, see, this is what I was saying. The way you can get Kevin Johnson involved is to get out in the transition. And they just were able to do that in that succession right there.
Jordan feeling for Marley on the post-up move. Rebounded by Scott Williams. Scott Williams so instrumental off the boards in game 1. Did not show up in the numbers as dramatically in game 2 on Friday, but played well. Horace Grant from deep. That his first field goal. The Bulls and the Suns tied at 36. Mike Mathis with the whistle.
Well, what happened was, Marv, that Tom Chambers and Williams got into a pushing match, and he wanted to just stop the game and say, look, clean it up before I throw one of you out or both of you out.
And settle down type. Stop it. Kevin Johnson with 5 assists. It's the best he's played in the series. Tom Chambers off the bench to hit a couple, and the Suns now lead 38-36. And it's called against Chicago. It is an offensive foul, elbow indicated. And it's on Grant. That is his third. 3 personals on Horace Grant.
One of the reasons why Phoenix is shooting 57% in this game is they've gotten many more easy scores as compared to the first 2 games where they shot just 46% combined.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by American Honda, who has been making quality cars in America for the past 10 years. By the people at Nike, who encourage you to just do it. And by Coors Light, the silver bullet is the right beer now.
Most critical for Chicago to have Grant on the floor. He steps up to back pick as his teammate cuts. Ainge gets hit with the block. The official calls an offensive foul, number 3 on Horace Grant. He's not real happy with that. He knows he has to go to the bench. Let's take it over to Hannah for a second, see what she's got from the Phoenix bench.
Well, Charles Barkley is still sitting at the end of the Phoenix bench. He's not re-entering the game. At this point, Charles is having ice applied to that injured right elbow. Dr. Richard Emerson is afraid that Charles may have lost some of the strength in that elbow. They have some ice on it right now to keep the swelling down. Marv?
All right, Hannah, the Suns 38, the Bulls 36. 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Kevin Johnson backing his way on B.J. Armstrong. Chambers, yes. The Suns have hit 8 of their last 9, and Tom Chambers a major factor. He's hit 3 of 3 from the field.
For the first time in this series, in this game, the Phoenix Suns are taking advantage of the double teaming traps that the Chicago Bulls are putting on them. So they're getting good shots and they're knocking them down.
Here's Jordan. Well, he beat Marley, but went short, tried to alter the shot as he was putting the move on West. Marley on the rebound. Another opportunity for the Suns. 3.5 gone by in the second quarter. Ainge for West. West rejected and fouled by Pippen. Scottie Pippen committing his second.
Trying to take a page out of Chicago's defensive book. Big men come over, close down the lane to the basket. Mark West rotates underneath Michael Jordan. It makes Michael come up a little bit short. Michael not real happy about it afterwards. Has a few words to say to Darryl Garretson as they head down the floor side by side. Good buddies, Michael Jordan, Darryl Garretson.
And Mark West, a very poor free throw shooter, 52% during the season. Hits on the first. Mark West started his NBA career with Dallas and on to Milwaukee. Cleveland, this is 6th year with the Suns. Acquired in that deal involving Larry Nance. And hits on both, and Mark West has played well in the first quarter. The Suns lead by 6. Jump it up, Pippen, and Marley will jump it up. Phil Jackson making some more changes. Darrell Walker, who has seldom played in the playoffs, has come on. He's on the floor along with Armstrong and Jordan, Cartwright, and Pippen.
And Danny Ainge read that Darrell Walker was on the floor. He ran right over and double-teamed Michael Jordan. They said, you can have the ball, Darrell Walker. You're going to have to beat us.
Walker got to it, and a foul is called. It's on Walker. Mathis with the call, with Walker looking for position against Ainge. Here it is.
I think he called Darrell Walker for pushing off with that left arm as Ainge tried to rotate around and steal the jump ball.
6 unanswered points by Phoenix for the 6-point lead. Kevin Johnson goes all the way. It will not count. Offensive foul. For Kevin, his second personal.
Kevin Johnson must understand he needs the in-between game. When you beat the first guy off the dribble, you've got to pull up about 8 to 10 feet from the basket and look to shoot that in-between jumper or then drop it off. You can't get all the way to the front of the rim against this Bulls team.
Cartwright. Bill Cartwright in the right spot for the ricochet. The Suns lead by 4.
They probably won't give Michael Jordan an assist on that, but he's the one who tipped it to Cartwright. He knew it the whole time what he was doing when he went up for that rebound.
Ainge guarded by Walker. Shot clock at 6. West backing Cartwright, and a foul on Cartwright. Not allowing West to get position, but called for the personal.
Well, right here, you're going to see that first Bill Cartwright has 2 hands in the back, and that's what the call was, 2 hands in the back. You're not allowed this year to have 2 hands in the back.
Non-shooting foul. Second team foul called on Chicago. Johnson, well, it was met by Cartwright on a switch and was able to get the shot off on target. The Suns playing well, lead the Bulls 44-38. 5 minutes and change gone by in the second quarter, and a pushing foul called on Phoenix. It's on Ainge.
Going back to that KJ play, if Phoenix want to get him more shots, more involved, still run Bill Cartwright in the pick and roll because he will not come out and challenge KJ.
Ahmad Rashad back in Chicago Stadium. Now, last week there was a bit of a controversy in Phoenix. Some of the players were wearing this T-shirt. Now, they weren't wearing it because they were feeling cocky, but they were looking for a rallying cry. But Phil Jackson said, wait a minute, it's a little bit too early for you guys to wear that shirt. So they took it off, and they put them on ice, and probably had a good time. As you can see, Phoenix is saying that maybe you won't wear these at all. Back to you, Marv.
Yes, Phil did not want to show the overconfidence. Long way to go in this series. Charles Barkley looks to make his way back. Charles Barkley played only 11 minutes. 1 for 4 from the field, yet the Suns are up by 6 with Barkley sitting down, and he's bothered by that injured right elbow. The Suns have outscored Chicago 23-9.
The reason for that was, Marv, because the Phoenix Suns players were not standing around watching Charles Barkley. They were moving without the ball, and getting themselves involved in the offense.
Armstrong off the weave setup by Chicago that has been so effective, and the Suns now lead by 4. Best match. That's the downside. Of course, you'd rather have Charles Barkley in the lineup. We're talking about the league's most valuable player, but at times with the back-end moves, and he does hold the ball too long, as Kevin Johnson is able to hit. And there was more movement with Phoenix over that period when they outscored Chicago 23-9.
Yeah, you definitely want him on the court, but if the team is playing well without him, that was a smart move by Paul Westphal to leave him out and let the team continue to play well without him.
Here's Pippen. Now Scottie Pippen has been off. Pippen is 2 of 7 from the field. But another opportunity for Chicago. Barkley runs in to Cartwright and picks up his first foul.
Remember what Mike Fratello was talking about right here. KJ pulls up early. He did not go in to get that offensive foul, and he makes the basket. So KJ must have heard you, Mike.
That in-between game, you have to have that if you're a guard that penetrates, because they'll eventually close down the path to the basket. It's kind of interesting, that start by Phoenix of KJ on Michael, got him off. Now they're back to a normal straight matchup of KJ on BJ.
And Pippen, trying to save that pass that went astray, stepped out. So Phoenix will get it back.
BJ coming off the screen, set by Pippen, throws back a little bit behind where his teammate was. The turnover takes place.
Johnson out guarded by Tucker, goes to the left hand, beautiful move. Kevin Johnson at his very best, off the crossover, beat Trent Tucker, and the Suns showing much life, now lead by 8 points.
Well, because of KJ is showing life. He's making smart decisions. He knows when to drive, when to penetrate now. And the basket right there by Armstrong.
Armstrong has 15, Suns 48, the Bulls 42. Chambers guarded by Williams. And pass by Chambers. Armstrong for Tucker, spots up for 3. Yes.
He's a hired gun. That's why they brought him here. Open the game up. Get behind that three-point line with Pippen and Jordan having the ability to penetrate. Just stand back there, Trent, shoot the open shot.
Yes, they wanted Trent Tucker in that's an offensive foul. They wanted Trent for the Craig Hodges role, but he has not been consistent with the shot. It's also very difficult because if he misses 1 or 2, he usually sits down, does not get the other opportunity.
Danny Ainge holds that screen, sticks the hip into B.J. Armstrong, trying to come over the top of it a little bit too long. The offensive foul is called. B.J. Armstrong knows that. He stuck his nose in there, took the punishment.
Scottie Pippen bringing Chicago within 1. Suns have led by as many as 8. We're coming up on 4 minutes remaining in the half. Kevin Johnson, rebound, Scott Williams. Cartwright, played by Barkley. Williams, they're giving him the shot. They feel Scott Williams cannot beat them from the outside. Here's Chambers on the drive. Offensive foul.
Chambers actually thought he was going to the foul line. He thought first the ball was going to fall in, and then he was going for a three-point play attempt. Williams there, planted. On that angle, it's tough to tell whether Chambers moved to his left or not.
And then Charles Barkley he was just saying, oh no. And Paul Westphal went crazy. He was all the way up to almost half court. He couldn't believe that call.
Chicago with a 7-0 run. They are within 1. Shot clock at 6. Shot clock at 3. Pippen. And the loose ball foul called against the Bulls.
Loose ball foul. 24, Bill Parker.
It's on Cartwright. His second. Timeout has been called. 3:24 remaining in this first half. The Suns lead by 1.
Coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report, we'll be joined live by Nets coach Chuck Daly from his home in New Jersey. Daly, of course, coached the Detroit Pistons to back-to-back titles in '89 and '90 before their effort to three-peat was short-circuited by the Bulls. And we'll get thoughts on both the series and tonight's game from Quinn Buckner, Bill Walton, and Peter Bessie. That's coming up at halftime, but right now, back courtside to Marv, Mike, and Magic. Marvelous.
All right, Bob, and Kevin Johnson has certainly been a major factor here this evening for the Phoenix Suns with 12 points and 6 assists.
Well, the reason for that was Paul Westphal made a great change. He decided to go with Marley or Danny Ainge setting a pick for KJ, and that's able him to get into the lane, penetrate, get his jump shot off, because the guards are not used to trapping like the big men are with the Chicago Bulls.
Those big men have been stepping out, bumping him with their body, taking away his ability to turn that corner against him initially by going guard to guard on the screen. It's made a big difference in his ability to take the switch and then go from there.
And KJ has gone the distance. We have not seen Frank Johnson. Kevin Johnson lifted late in the game on Friday night for Frank Johnson. Barkley, Charles Barkley with the bucket and the foul. Foul committed by Michael Gordon, who just checked back in.
They let Barkley backpick, then step out to the top of the circle. Because he can make that shot, Scott Williams flies past him. Barkley takes the punishment. Enough strength and concentration to finish the play off and gets a nice roll at the end as it bites the rim, grabs, and drops through.
The Suns 50 and the Bulls 47. And Barkley to the free throw line. He's 1 for 2 from the line. Getting for a 7th point. Coming off the 42-point performance on Friday with Jordan and Barkley both scoring 42. Only the second time in NBA Finals history that two opponents have hit 40-plus in the same game. Back in '69, it was Jerry West of the Lakers scoring 41. John Havlicek of Boston hit in 43 as Michael Jordan cuts it to a 2-point lead. Havlicek doing it for the Celtics.
Well, here's that out-of-bounds play, and you can see that Scott Williams dove there and knocked it out of bounds. But this is the first time we've seen full-court pressure by the Chicago Bulls in this game.
We saw a moment ago that Chicago has not shot one free throw to this point in the game. During the regular season, they were 26th, next to last in the NBA free throw attempts. They averaged just under 24 free throw attempts a game. So having none at this point, though, still a bit unusual.
And Phoenix 7 of 9 from the line. Johnson just did get it across. Dumas. Crowd wanted to travel on Dumas, and then he lost possession. Jordan for 3. Michael Jordan hitting the three-pointer, his second of the night, and he has 20 points for the game. Bulls lead by 1. Bulls have hit 4 out of 6 from downtown. Here's Marley for 3. Yes. And Dan Marley hits again. That is his second three-pointer. 8 points for Marley. Suns with a 54-52 lead.
And Michael Jordan was really upset. He switched on KJ. BJ was supposed to play Dan Marley, and the good basket there by Scottie Pippen. But BJ was supposed to come out to the line and play Marley, and he didn't, and that's why he got that three-point shot.
Opening up the offensive arsenal, Michael Jordan stops behind the three-point line and shows that he has the range today, and then Dan Marley comes right back and answers with a 3 of his own for the Phoenix Suns. A little bit of outside handoff action. Pippen knows he draws contact, so the only concern then is get it up on the rim. Maybe something good will happen.
Pippen fouled by Dumas, able to hit the free throw. He's turned it around from the 3 of 9 from the line. More delay of game. Warning is called. Bulls by 1. Again, pressure. Suns able to handle it. Dumas trying to elude Jordan. 10 on the shot clock. 1:40 to go in the half. Barkley is fouled. And Charles looked like he hurt the elbow.
Richard Dumas tried to put the ball over the top of Michael Jordan's head, which many players will use and get the defensive guy to turn around when you suddenly put it over. Michael never went for the fake, came right back. Here it is. He tries to put it over his head. Michael says, I'm not going to go for that one. He's talking to him right now.
Barkley 2 of 3 from the line.
Drive. Barkley may have gotten hit in the same elbow again that was injured coming into this game. Pump fake, the body lands right on it. He feels it in the sore elbow.
They drained the elbow about a half hour before the start of the game. Misses on both free throws. Bulls 55 and the Suns 54. Went to the left hand, could not put it down. Dumas is fouled by Armstrong.
Oliver Miller coming over, challenged Michael enough to break his concentration.
Personal foul, B.J. Armstrong is second.
Michael thinks he's going to go with the left, but that long, outstretched arm makes Michael bring it down just long enough to fall short.
And then KJ sees Dumas running down the court, and only thing BJ could do was foul him.
Dumas now 2 of 3 from the line. Richard Dumas, the rookie from Oklahoma State, 71% free throw shooter. Phoenix 56, Chicago 55. 1:10 left in the first half. Now Marley picks up Jordan. Shot clock at 6. Jordan. Oh, he set it up with the crossover. 22 for Jordan. The Bulls by 1. Dumas over King. Williams with the rebound. Stacey King. Trying to change his mind. Marley for Barkley. And he's rejected by King. The basket counts. It's a goal tag.
Once the basketball goes up on the backboard and touches the glass, you cannot take it back off. It touches, there's the pin, then after it's on the glass, you can take it to the glass, you just can't take it off once it's on there. And last time down, Phil Jackson was really upset because King had a great backdoor pass to Scottie Pippen, but never looked for Scottie after Scottie had thrown it to him in the post. Took the move himself, came up short.
Here's Armstrong for 3. Final seconds of the half. Phoenix up by 1. Dumas for Johnson. Time running out. Kevin Johnson. So halftime in Chicago. The Phoenix Suns with a 58-57 lead on the Chicago Bulls. Charles Barkley playing with the injured elbow. Only 3 of 6 for 9 points. Michael Jordan, 10 of 16. He has 22. Phoenix shot 56% from the field, and Chicago at 50%. Bob Costas and the Prudential halftime report is coming up. At the half, Game 3 of the NBA Finals, it's the Suns with a 1-point lead.
This is the Prudential Halftime Report. Brought to you by the Prudential. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Suns with a halftime lead for the first time, albeit by the slimmest of margins at 58-57. Quinn Buckner joins me atop Chicago Stadium here. This reminds me a little bit of Game 6 last year between Portland and Chicago. You know, the Bulls were up 3-2 coming back from Portland. Nobody thought the Trailblazers had much of a chance. They came in loose and played very well. In fact, led by 14 or 15 before Chicago went on a fourth-quarter run and pulled the game out and won the series right there.
Well, I do think there's some similarities here because Chicago feels pretty much assured, though they won't say it, that they have this series wrapped up. And sometimes when you go and win on the road and then come back and got to play at home, you lose a little bit of that extra drive, that hunger. I think Chicago has done that. They've turned the ball over. They haven't been as well on the defensive end of the court, and that's what's got them in this 2-0 position. They've got to guard people better.
Let's go to Chuck Daly, who's standing by at his home in New Jersey. Chuck, if you were Paul Westphal and somebody told you that Charles Barkley with the injured elbow would have 9 points in the first half, but you'd still lead by 1 on the road, you'd have to be both surprised and thrilled.
Yeah, I'd be very excited about it, but what normally happens in something like this, when a great player like Barkley is out, maybe Jordan doesn't buy in, maybe Scottie doesn't buy in, but 1 or 2 of your players buy in, that maybe we don't have as difficult a time, because I thought they played very frantically in Phoenix to win.
When the Lakers won back-to-back, they beat you in 1988 by the narrowest of margins. Then you won back-to-back, and for the first of their 2 titles, the Bulls had to knock your Pistons off to move on. How do you compare these Chicago Bulls, in the minds of most, on their way to 3 in a row, with your Detroit team and the Laker team you both lost to and defeated along the way?
Well, I think both of the previous teams, Detroit and Los Angeles, failed because of injuries. LA had both guards injured. We had Isaiah and some other people beat up. They seem to be reasonably healthy. They're a much younger club, and they've got, you know, Superman prevailing at his best.
Chuck, you play with Michael quite a bit this summer. Tell the people at home what it's like to be with this guy and how competitive it is and how much of that you think he puts into trying to three-peat, how important it is to him.
Well, I don't think we've ever quite seen anyone. I know everybody in our business is competitive at every level, but he has some special qualities. His competitiveness rises above, and then he's blessed with all of these gifts that makes him a very, very special and maybe the best player of all time.
Chuck, let's talk about your ball club and especially the tragic loss of Drazen Petrovic. Have you had a chance to gather your thoughts about this yet?
Well, a little bit. At first, when it hits you, you don't want to believe it, and then a certain amount of despair and distress and depression sets in. Then the realism starts to envelop you and your organization. It's something we're having a commemorative situation tomorrow night in New York. We need to get the grief behind us as an organization. This was a kid that, you know, worked very hard to get where he was, very competitive. A lot of people don't realize he was named to one of the top 15 players in the NBA this year, third team All-NBA, and he did it sheerly on his own ability. A tremendous individual. I think we'll all remember his smile.
Of course, we think first of his loss in human terms, but it's also had an effect on your roster, and the composition of your team has changed drastically since you first arrived the season before this one. Terry Mills gone. Mookie Blaylock traded for Emil Robinson. Now he may be gone. Chris Dudley, an unrestricted free agent, and the death of Drazen Petrovic. This presents a much different challenge than what you might have expected a short time ago for you.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, when I came here in September, we were hopeful of having all of these people, including Dudley, in our lineup. Right now, we're struggling to do that, and we're going to have to do a lot of evaluating, I think, with this roster, and a lot of work.
Chuck, as always, a pleasure to talk with you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, when we come back, we'll be joined by the insiders, Peter Vecsey and Bill Walton, as we talk a bit more about the Suns and the Bulls. That's after a message from Prudential and a word from the NBA. Well, isn't this a cozy quartet? B.J. Armstrong, it's all yours.
B.J. Armstrong, you know, a couple years ago he told me that if he was in Phoenix, he'd be KJ. The first couple games of this series, if he were in Chicago, if KJ were in Chicago, he'd be Corey Williams. I mean, the difference in this guy's game in the last couple of years is unbelievable, and nobody thought he'd get this far. It's made the Bulls a much more resourceful club because it gives them one more guy on the break. He's making great decisions. He's learned an awful lot from Paxson. He's now able to spot up, and Michael Jordan knows now to look for him, and BJ is not afraid to take the big shots when Jordan's in the game.
All right, now, Bill Walton has been caged up through the first two games. This is his first appearance of the finals, so naturally, he wants to come out with a strong point. And even though the Suns lead by 1 at the half, you say...
This series is over, Bob. It's been over since the first quarter of the first game when the Bulls realized that they could score at any time and shut down the Suns any time they wanted to. The Bulls have been playing the clock ever since the first quarter of game one. But the difference with B.J. Armstrong and Scottie Pippen and the rest of the Bulls is that they have learned how to play from Michael Jordan. Scottie Pippen, his outside shot has taken his game to new levels, higher levels than he's ever been to before. And B.J. Armstrong, his ability to create, put the ball in the hole, and do the things and play at a level that Michael Jordan has taught them how to do. No other player in the league is teaching their teammates right now.
And now a word of agreement or dissent.
Well, I think it's a combination of both. But as you know, guys, I'm more interested on the defensive end of the court. I don't think there's any question about it. That's probably what surprised people the most. Phoenix was the highest scoring team in the league, and they don't look like it against the Bulls because the Bulls with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen cover as well as anybody that plays basketball, and they're going to three-peat, and you do it with defense.
But it is the Suns over the Bulls by 1 at halftime of Game 3, and we'll turn it back to Marv, Mike, and Magic for the call of the second half as you gentlemen settle back in, as you've done through most of the series, and we'll be back after these messages from your local station.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by the Prudential. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Back in Chicago, Marv Albert, Magic Johnson, Mike Fratello. Halftime, the Phoenix Suns 58, Chicago Bulls 57. We talked about it during the course of the first half. The difference for Phoenix, the play of Kevin Johnson, ineffective over the first two games, Magic, but effective here thus far.
Well, I think Kevin has read the situation. He's gotten into the flow of the game. Remember, we talked about at the top that he had to get in transition. They've been doing that. And I think the key to him is, too, that he's feeling confident right now. You can see it. He's strutting, he's playing, and that's only going to help the Phoenix Suns.
And Mike, as our defensive coordinator here on the telecast, I know you can relate to the fact that Chicago's defense has not been what it was over the first two games in Phoenix. The end result, Phoenix shooting 56% from the field in that first half.
I would have a good idea that down in the locker room right now, Phil Jackson talked to the team about the pressure, the number of turnovers that are being produced by the defense, shooting 56%. No way they will win that way. First two games combined, they had them at 46%. Significant jump. And the other thing, one free throw attempt for the Chicago Bulls as compared to 13 for Phoenix.
To look at the halftime statistics. Tonight's Miller Genuine Draft halftime stats. You see the shooting. Phoenix 23 of 41 for the 56%. Chicago at 50%, 26 for 52. And Michael Jordan leading the way, 10 of 16. He is the high point man with 22. And Mike, as you mentioned, the disparity at the free throw line. Phoenix 9 for 13 and Chicago going to the line only once. And look at Charles Barkley, bothered by the injured elbow, 2 for 5 for 9 points. Let's go over to Hannah, who was alongside Phoenix coach Paul Westphal.
Well, Paul, you predicted that KJ would come alive in this series, and certainly he did today. He played the entire first half. Is he going to go the distance, play all 48 minutes?
I'll probably have to rest him there sometime, but KJ's too good a player to stay down long, and we knew he'd come back.
The Bulls aren't shooting well, but they're staying in this game with the offensive boards. They have 11 offensive rebounds. Did you talk about rebounding at all?
No, we always talk about rebounding. They did a great job, and BJ hit some big shots for them, but I like the way we're playing.
You pleased with the way the team has responded with Charles Barkley, only with 9 points and some significant time on the bench?
Well, we have a good team besides Charles, and he's hurting right now with his elbow, but he's finding other ways to help us, and our other guys are playing well.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Good luck in the second half. By the way, Marv, I talked to Charles and asked him how he was feeling. He said, I'm not hitting my shots, but I'm hanging in there. Marv?
All right, Hannah, Barkley played 18 minutes in the first half, 3 out of 6 from the field, a total of 9 points. Suns lead by 1. We'll be right back. And both teams are set to start the third quarter. Phoenix led by as many as 8. They lead by 1. Earlier we showed you that Phoenix over games 1 and 2 had led for only 3 minutes and 54 seconds total time the first two games. Well, tonight they have had the lead for what this is worth, 15 minutes and 20 seconds of the 24 minutes in the first half.
Playing from behind all the time, so obviously Phoenix very happy with the way this first half has gone.
But Phoenix has to be happy because they've been doing it on both ends of the court, especially on the offensive end with Kevin Johnson leading the way, but also some other guys that stepped up their game. Dumas is playing a solid game, as well as Mark West playing a good game defensively.
Yes, West with 6 points, but he's contributed in the block shot department. Dumas high man for Phoenix with 15 after seeing limited action in the second half on Friday night. Richard Dumas 6 of 12 from the floor. Charles Barkley testing the elbow. So we're set for the third quarter. It's game 3 of the best of 7. Game 4 here in Chicago on Wednesday. We'll be on air starting 9 o'clock Eastern time. And game 5, if necessary, here in Chicago next Friday starting at 9 in the East. Johnson with the step. So Kevin Johnson extends to a 3-point Phoenix lead.
See, as a former player, Paul Westphal said, hey, I'm going to ride you all the way out, KJ. You're going to win it or lose it for us. Great move by Paul Westphal to play him the whole first half. And let's see if he can continue his solid play, that being KJ in the second half.
Scottie Pippen off the pick. Good screen set by Bill Cartwright. The Suns 60 and the Bulls 59. And Phoenix with Barkley, Dumas and West up front. Marley and Johnson at the guards. West set up by Dumas. Mark West with his third field goal.
They are reading the double team. It's not the first pass that's going to beat the double team. It's the second and third pass after the ball comes out of the top that counts.
Michael Jordan not able to hit on the three, but a second opportunity. Horace Grant not had the playing time after getting in foul trouble. He's playing with 3 personals. B.J. Armstrong has had the hot hand. Now Jordan posting up. Oh, very friendly rim for Michael.
Well, he's at home. You know, he knows these rims here in the Chicago Stadium.
24 points for Jordan. The Suns lead by 1.
Well, he's at home. You know, he knows these rims here in the Chicago Stadium.
24 points for Jordan. The Suns lead by 1. Barkley with the pick. Johnson on the penetration. Here comes Pippen. 4 on 3. Pippen all the way. And it will be Phoenix ball.
Michael Jordan waits till the ball is reversed, then knows he has the size advantage. Don't give anybody a chance to come over and help out. Just get it up on that rim over the top of KJ and then get a little luck on the rolls.
Kevin Johnson began his move at 3-quarter court and was held by B.J. Armstrong. That's 3 on Armstrong.
Try to keep him off balance, change of pace, dribble, suddenly go hard to the basket. B.J. doesn't move his feet fast enough to foul.
Barkley backing Grant. Love to pick up number 4 on Horace Grant. He has a 3-second violation on Mark West.
I'm not sure that everybody is happy with that call after the 3-second whistle. Charles Barkley, a little bit of frustration showing.
Cartwright, yes. 8 points for Cartwright. The Bulls lead by 1. And you'll notice that Phoenix has gone back to the matchups, the unusual matchups that we saw at the start of the game. Johnson thought he had Marley, but Marley had moved to his left. It's a backcourt violation.
Well, see, what happened was Dan Marley stopped moving. KJ thought he was going to come around for like a semi handoff for the 3, where he faded to the corner, and that caused a turnover.
And Michael Jordan can do that to you. Make you think you want to go one way, and instead change your mind, make you go the other way, and kind of throws him out of sync.
4th turnover committed by Kevin Johnson. Cartwright, he was looking for a foul. Dumas tried to save it, but stepped out. Bill Cartwright not happy with that last sequence. He thought there should have been a foul called and had some words with Darryl Garretson. And the matchup continues. Barkley and Cartwright. Charles at about 6'4" going up against the 7'1" Cartwright. Michael Jordan off. He thought he was fouled. Well, he was hacked by Marley. Oh, the crowd wanted the travel. And a reach-in call. Foul on Pippen. That's 3 on Pippen.
You got a lot of upset players out here. Now you're going to see a reach-in by Pippen. First, Barkley cleared some space. The crowd right there wanted a traveling on Barkley. Didn't get it, but it got a foul on Pippen.
Three apiece on Pippen and Grant. Johnson, a full shot. West. Or was that a pass intended by Kevin Johnson? But Mark West able to put it home.
Sure, Kevin would like to call on the pass.
Suns 64 and the Bulls 63 with 4 minutes gone by in the third. Horace Grant with his second field goal. He's been quiet tonight because of the foul problem.
And there's the missing factor for Chicago in the first half. The fact that he had to go to the bench with 3 personal fouls. They need him back on the floor for a number of reasons. Defense, rebounding, shot blocking, and those points that he gives.
Oh, what a second effort. Dumas forced the issue on that first thrust and then was able to tip it home. And the Suns lead by 1. He is on fire. 17 for B.J. Armstrong. He's hit 8 of 11. Bulls by 1. Once again, Armstrong got picked off by West. Took a pretty good shot.
Well, what he's doing, Marv, he's letting B.J. get around him, that being Mark West, then give him a shot after he gets by him.
Dumas with a pretty move, but not complete it. There's Pippen going all the way. Paul Westphal wants to talk it over.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Nissan. It's time to expect more from a car. By Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. And by Goodyear, #1 in tires.
Come up and pressure KJ, and the crowd is upset because this shot right there by that right elbow by Mark West, every time he sets the pick on BJ gets a shot afterwards.
How about the combination of Armstrong and Jordan? They've combined 19 for 30 from the field for a total of 41 points. Here's some light pressure shown by the Bulls. Chicago leads by 3. Dumas, oh, what a move, but could not complete it. And again, Pippen on the open floor. Jordan for 3. Michael Jordan with his third three-pointer. The Bulls lead 72-66. 6:25 to go. Third quarter. Charles Barkley obviously not himself. Playing in pain with that injured right elbow. Shot clock at 2. Marley fires and hits. Three-pointer from beyond area code range for Dan Marley.
What a shot. It reminded me of the one when he hit 8 in the game against Seattle. The same thing happened. He got a long 3. Here's a pretty fast break right here. Michael Jordan spots up for the 3. Pippen recognized. Michael knocks it down. Then Marley comes right back and a deep three-pointer. Good.
We see that same thing happen in the first half. Jordan hits a 3. Marley comes right back and hits a 3 at the other end. This is like you do what I do it.
Richard Dumas called for that foul, a non-shooting foul. For Chicago with the new 24. Scottie Pippen is 6 of 14. Barkley. Magic, much can happen with 5.5 remaining in this third quarter, but can they reach the point where the Suns are better off with Barkley on the bench in this situation?
Well, not really. Right now, you can't give up on him this early. You have to see what he can give you. I still say put him on the block, post him up, and then let the double team come. They've been effective with him passing out of the double team. Let's see if that happens here.
Here it is with Barkley trying to back in and then throws it back out. Marley had it knocked away by Pippen.
To show you how much Charles has been bothered by the elbow, he's been averaging just over 20 shots a game in the playoffs. In the 19 playoff games up to this point, or 20 playoff games up to this point, he has only 7 shot attempts. So like you said, use him as a decoy. Put him down there. And that time, if Marley would have thrown one more pass to the deep right corner, he had an open teammate that just given up on swinging the ball one pass too early.
Tom Chambers has checked back in along with Danny Ainge, who gets right to it, hitting the 3. And Phoenix is 5 for 6 from downtown. The Bulls 74, the Suns 72 with just under 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Grant played by Barkley. Pippen. Scott Williams with the rebound. Horace Grant. Bulls by 4. Guarded by Williams. Barkley, yes. Nice move by Charles Barkley. He now has 11, and the Suns are down by 2.
Madge had to find a way of getting himself a little bit of space to get a look at that, so it took a couple fakes either way, then the step back to get it. Watch this battle under the glass between the 2 stars. Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan under the basket. As the shot goes up, Jordan keeps it alive by jumping in Barkley, then turns and boxes it out hard at the end.
Grant getting good position, and he's pushed from behind. Pushed by Barkley using both hands.
Exactly. You can't do that this year. You cannot put your hands in the player's back. They made that rule up way before this season, and it's taking a lot of post play away from a lot of players, especially on the defensive end.
Just under 4 minutes left in the third. Chicago with the ball. They lead by 2. Pippen. Oh, rejected. Chambers over to help. Got a piece of it. Here's Chambers. And by Jordan. And a foul. Michael Jordan committing his second.
You don't see Tom Chambers block too many shots straight up, but when you let him come from the offside, rotate over defensively, he'll get one occasionally. Then Jordan goes for the spike right there, a little bit too much on.
Third team foul on Chicago. Phoenix with 2. Barkley working down low. Pippen with the block. Pippen got a piece of it. Scottie Pippen has come up with a number of key block shots during the playoffs. Jordan. Johnson wanted to run, but the Bulls got back. Now Johnson to the left hand. Too much dribble. Kevin Johnson coughed it up. Here's Pippen. Foul. It counts.
Scottie Pippen doing it at both ends of the floor. First, the willingness to come over and help your teammate out. Scott Williams was called for help. Scottie Pippen comes up with the block and supplies it. And then the pitch ahead in transition. Ainge tries to stop the layup. Not strong enough. Pippen converts, and now we'll go to the foul line.
After the play happened, Danny Ainge was upset with himself for not grabbing Scottie Pippen's arms and stop Scottie from at least getting a shot up.
Ainge with his third, only the second free throw attempt for the Bulls. In 33 minutes of play, they went to the line only twice. Chicago leads by 5. Chambers, yes. The Bulls 79 and the Suns 76. It has been a very good shooting ball game. 2:40 to go in the third. Pippen putting the move on Marvin. Then able to hang in and then deflected it out of bounds. The Bulls call for time with 2:25 remaining in the third. Very creative in honor of number 33, Scottie Pippen, who just a moment ago came up with a blocked shot. Remember, Scottie Pippen has done it in the category of blocked shots. Big ones against Charles Smith at the end of Game 5 in New York. And the other day in Game 2, the block on Danny Ainge, three-point attempt with 26 seconds remaining. And the block on Barkley as he got a piece of it for his third rejection of the night. So Scottie Pippen doing it in all departments, although he has not shot well. He has 16 points along with the 6 rebounds and 3 block shots. Bulls with a 79-76 lead. It is Phoenix ball with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third. Kevin Johnson with a good-looking drive. Johnson has 16. It is a 1-point Chicago lead.
Now, in those replays, we made Scottie Pippen look like a shot block machine. During the regular season, he had 73 in 81 games, so not quite 1 per game. But he gets big ones when they need him the most.
And here's Jordan for 3. Rebound Pippen. Scottie Pippen also getting big rebounds when the Bulls have needed them. He has stepped up in a major way during the course of the playoffs. Chicago by 3.
You see what Chicago is doing? They're letting Charles Barkley have those open shots, jump shots, but not inside shots.
Shot clock down to 7. Pippen gets inside. Pippen on the follow.
He's got Danny Ainge guarding him. That's the reason why you see Pippen around the glass. Last time with an offensive rebound, this time on a post-up. Chicago, as we said last game, one of the smartest, if not smartest in the league, as Marley hits a three-pointer. They see the mismatch. They go to it, the Chicago Bulls.
Dan Marley on fire from three-point land. And the Bulls now lead 83-81. That's 4 three-pointers for Marley. And the ball goes back to Phoenix with 44 seconds left in the quarter.
With Ainge trying to guard him, Pippen goes to the offensive boards. He's trying to do the things that he can do to help the basketball team win.
Marley for 3 again. Dan Marley, who hit 8 in one game against Seattle for an NBA playoff record, has just hit his 5th. And the Suns lead 84-83. 20 seconds remaining in the quarter as Michael Jordan has given the Bulls a 1-point lead.
You see what happened is Michael Jordan is on Danny Ainge. That's why Marley's had a lot of room to shoot those three-pointers.
Final seconds of the third quarter. Jordan came over, and the foul has been called. With 2 and 8/10 seconds remaining, a good foul by Jordan to stop the flow. They had a foul to give.
And there's number 5 by Dan Marley, and he holds the record for three-pointers in the game, 8 in one game. Paul Westphal very happy with it. That's a playoff record of 8 three-pointers in one game by Dan Marley.
Tonight he's 5 of 6 from downtown. Here's Barkley getting it off. Yes! Charles Barkley with 0.4 of a second remaining in the quarters, giving the Suns a 1-point lead. Johnson off the intercept after 3 here in Chicago. The Suns look to be a sparked-up club. They lead the Bulls by the score of 86-85.
Probably the best thing that could have happened with the time running out. Charles just gets it up there, doesn't think about his elbow a whole lot, and winds up shooting his best-looking jumper of the evening.
3 quarters complete. Phoenix by 1. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Well, for the Phoenix Suns, their season may be coming down to this fourth quarter. They're trailing in the best of 7, 2 games to nothing. They lead the Bulls 86-85 as they desperately seek a victory looking to make it 2-1 with a Game 4 here in Chicago on Wednesday. Charles Barkley, despite the injured elbow, did contribute in the third quarter. He'll sit down right here. Phoenix with Ainge, Johnson, Marley, West, and Miller on the floor.
And as Phil Jackson has done a number of times and in the finals thus far, given Michael Jordan the necessary blow to begin the fourth quarter. He's played 32 of the 36 minutes to this point. He's resting right now. Hopefully we'll be able to finish strong for the Chicago Bulls.
And on the other side of that, KJ for the Phoenix Suns have played all 36 minutes of this game.
John Paxson and Trent Tucker have come on for Chicago. On the floor with King, Williams, and Pippen. Shot clock at 4. Shot clock at 2. Pippen has to fling it. And a break for the Bulls. Last touch by Marley. Chicago with the new 24. Scott Williams. Oh! Rebounded by Oliver Miller. Kevin Johnson. 18 for Johnson.
I look for Kevin to go for offense right now because he has a strong man guard in him and Trent Tucker. So watch him going maybe into his offensive game.
Suns 88, the Bulls 85. Michael Jordan sitting it out right here. He'll be ready for the stretch run. Jordan, the high man, with 29. Holding foul committed by Trent Tucker.
Actually, neither one of these guards in the backcourt should be able to guard KJ off the dribble, whether it's Trent Tucker, who has to hold so he doesn't get down the lane there, or if it's Paxson. If they create the situation for him, KJ should be able to get the step to get by him. Then what happens after that, that's what remains to be seen.
6 assists for Kevin Johnson, all in the first half, along with 5 turnovers. And Johnson was fouled by Paxson.
See, this is the move. This is a great move by Coach Paul Westphal. Look, I got my quickest man out on the court, and they have 2 slow guards on the court. We're going to go at those slow guards. Here's a replay here where Paxson couldn't do anything but grab him, but I like this right here. Plus, Kevin is feeling it. He wants to redeem himself for those other 2 games, and he's having that opportunity right now in the fourth quarter.
Magic, they've gone back again to setting that screen with different personnel. It's either Ainge who sets it, or that time Marley set it. They're trying to take advantage of which guy they want to wind up having to guard KJ. They wanted Tucker. Tucker didn't want to switch. Paxson was late getting over. KJ turns the corner.
Loose ball foul on Miller. First team foul committed by the Suns. They lead 89-85 with a minute and a half gone by fourth quarter. Phil Jackson will make the decision as to when he will reinsert Michael Jordan. Michael getting the rest. Paxson. Suns 89, Bulls 87. Paxson hitting on his first field goal attempt. With the pick for Kevin Johnson. Yes. Kevin Johnson has hit on 9 of 14. The Suns lead by 4. 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Scottie Pippen. Again, the Bulls control the offensive board. King rejected. And Johnson fouled by Paxson. Paxson called for his third. 9:41 remaining of the fourth. Timeout taken. During the course of his 9-year NBA career, Michael Jordan has been Mr. Fourth Quarter. A little warm-up. Games 1 and 2 in the first quarter, averaging 5.5, then 9 points per quarter. And second and third quarter, he's averaged 13 points in the fourth quarter of games 1 and 2. He is about to make his way back onto the floor after sitting it out. I talked with Michael earlier about what the mindset is as he looks to take over in the fourth quarter of games.
You can sense that the opposition is a little nervous, a little tense, inexperienced, and you've been there before, so that experience and that maturity has helped out a whole lot. That now you got to go in for the kill.
And Magic, you have been there before on several occasions.
Well, you see, that's the winning time, what I call it, and that's when you have to take over as a player and try to win the game almost by yourself, and that's what Michael has been doing.
Darrell Garrison calling the foul on Oliver Miller, his third.
As they try to come around for an outside handoff, Miller turns the body, and it's enough to be called an offensive foul as Tucker tries to get over the top.
9.5 left in the game. Suns 91, Bulls 87. Jordan is back. He and Paxson and Tucker at the guards with Grant and King as the big men. Shot clock at 7. Jordan. Grant with the rebound. And Ainge gets to it. Crowd wanted a foul with Grant hitting the floor, but the Bulls continue to dominate the offensive boards. Good look from Kevin Johnson. He's fouled by Horace Grant. That's 4 on Grant.
That happened because Grant was on the ground at the other end of the floor. After he goes up and gets the rebound and starts to go back up and the shot is blocked, he lays there. West takes off and goes down the floor. He's trying to catch up, but they catch him too late. West with the shot attempt gets fouled.
And that is team foul number 4 for Chicago, while the Suns have only 1. Mark West, not a good free throw shooter, although he hit his first 2. Here's Charles Barkley replacing Oliver Miller.
Phoenix went for a stretch there with their 2 big men, Oliver Miller and Mark West, their 2 best shot blockers. West had 103 shot blocks for the regular season. Miller, in much fewer games, had 100 block shots, and they changed or altered a lot of the Chicago attempts.
But Phoenix slowed the game down. See, they're taking the crowd right out of this game, and they're doing a good job on their execution on offense as well.
Jordan slicing his way, and he's fouled, and he took a pretty good shot. Did not appreciate it.
They called an open floor set. Phil Jackson motions with his arms out wide, which means spread the floor, and you give it to Michael. He gets a full head of steam coming at you, and it's hard for the defense to close back down. As West came over, Jordan was poked in the eye.
Well, he didn't like it up until he saw it with Charles Barkley. He said, okay, I'm going to let it go this time. That being Michael Jordan, he just said, okay, I'm not going to say anything.
Well, we talked about that right before game 1, how friendships can play out during the course of a series. You mentioned the example of you and Isaiah Thomas, people checking you out. Teammates wanted to see if you would allow Isaiah to drive the lane. Would you knock him down? Well, Charles with a hard foul on Michael Jordan.
Well, they know that they can be friends after this series is over, but not right now.
Johnson set up by Barkley. Kevin Johnson has dramatically turned, and he's given the Suns a 94-88 lead.
It's exactly what Magic talked about. Post Charles up. All he needs is 1 or 2 dribbles to draw the double team, then pass.
And here comes Johnson. Bulls are 1 for 9 of the fourth quarter. Ainge pushed. Michael Jordan called for his 4th foul. And it also puts the Bulls over the limit.
Sometimes a little bit of frustration can set in when you get to the front of the rim and you just don't get the roll. You're not able to convert the basket attempt. And then in that case, it sets Phoenix off to doing what they like to do best, and that's get in transition and run.
See, this is the best I've seen the Phoenix Suns play in the playoffs. And I was wondering when that Phoenix Suns team was going to come back and play like they did during the regular season. And in this game, they're playing like they did in the regular season. They're running, gunning, shooting, playing freely, and that's why they're leading this ball game, because they're playing at their pace, which is a fast pace.
B.J. Armstrong checking in and hearing it from the crowd as Trent Tucker departs. So it's Armstrong with Paxson and Jordan as they stay on the 3-guard alignment. Danny Ainge, one of the best free throw shooters in the league, 85% during the season. And the Suns now lead 96-88.
I think Phil Jackson has his 3-point assault team out there. Give Jordan the ball, put Paxson and BJ on the wings, see if he creates some shots for them.
Suns have outscored the Bulls 10-3 in this fourth quarter. 4 minutes gone by. Shot clock down to 6. Shot clock at 3. Jordan for 3. Way off, forced into a very difficult shot. Barkley pops it down. Ainge shooting for 3. Yes! Danny Ainge converts from downtown, and the Suns lead at 99-88. The Bulls take a timeout with 7:33 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Takes a lot of courage, and Danny Ainge is not afraid to take a big shot. Instead of taking it to the hole where you get a higher percentage shot, he steps back behind the 3-point line. Barkley, who fired the outlet pass, loves it.
And the Bulls are now trailing by 11.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles. By Apple, makers of PowerBook Duo. It's a desktop computer, it's a notebook computer, it's the best of both worlds. And by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Get out of the old, get into the cold.
Well, during the regular season, the Phoenix Suns set an NBA record by hitting 398 three-point shots. Not able to do it from three-point land in games 1 and 2, but check out the number tonight. 8 of 10 from downtown. Marley is 5 for 6. Ainge just hit from deep in the corner, and the Suns now lead 99-88. The Bulls are only 1 for 10 from the field here in the fourth quarter.
Well, I'm going to say something that fans probably can't relate to, but this is a more relaxed Phoenix Suns team than they were at home. And sometimes when you're struggling, body right there by Kevin Johnson, sometimes when you're struggling, you want to get on the road because you're more focused and you don't have to worry about that pressure of trying to win at home.
The call here, the block on KJ, he felt that Michael turned right back into him, that he was in perfect position. The Phoenix team obviously very upset over that last call.
And you guys feel it's self-imposed pressure because the Phoenix crowd is not one of the tougher crowds to play before. I mean, you're not talking to New York or Chicago, Philadelphia, when things were going well, where they could be very, very difficult. Phoenix very compassionate.
Yeah, it's not the crowd because the fans in Phoenix love their team, but as a player sometimes you play like you're supposed to win at home. And right now they're playing, they know they have to get out and run, do the thing they're supposed to do.
Right off the steal, Pippen, set up by Jordan, cuts it to a 9-point Phoenix lead. It appeared for a moment that Phoenix was going to call a 20-second timeout.
Paul Westphal was up signaling for a 20-second timeout right after that basket. They never saw him. Instead, they're up the floor.
Marley eluding Pippen. Yes, Dan Marley, 7 of 10. He has 19. The Suns 101 and the Bulls 90. Michael Jordan given some room, but he's off now since making his return. Last touch by Phoenix. Now Dick Pavetta changes the call. He's called a loose ball foul. It's on Barkley, his 4th.
And there's no sense in Charles Barkley getting upset and causing any more problems. Accept it, move on with the basketball game. Don't pick up a technical right now. Turn the staff, crew of officials against you.
Phoenix with its 4th team foul. Bulls already over the limit. Pippen for Grant. Phoenix 101. Chicago 92. 5:40 remaining. Fourth quarter.
Magic, is it too early for time and shot clock management, or do you start to go into it right now?
No, you don't. You got to keep playing aggressive like they're doing right here. That's what got you the lead.
Three-point attempt by Ames went way short. Here is Armstrong. And now the Suns will call for time. Phoenix by 7 with 5:14 left in the game.
Miller Genuine Draft presents Genuine Moments.
This Miller moment takes us back to the 1980 finals when a rookie named Magic Johnson was forced to play center for the injured Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The end result, 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists as the Lakers beat the Philadelphia 76ers. 4 games to 2. Magic became the first rookie in NBA history to be named the MVP of the finals. Magic, what stands out most about that game?
Well, I think what stands out most is that I sat in Kareem's seat, rode all the way. I said, never fear, Kareem will still be here. Not expecting I would have that many points in the game, though.
And in recognition of that moment, Miller Genuine Draft donates $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. The Suns lead by 7. They've led by as many as 11. Just under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Barkley to the fadeaway. Rebounded by Pippen. The Suns desperately trying to get back into the series. Michael Jordan is now 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter. So Michael has not, to this point, been able to take over.
Phoenix very lucky. Barkley's late on the rotation. He should leave and go earlier. He comes over late. But because Michael brings it down, he's able to get a piece on the way back up again.
And Jordan, 3 of 13 from the field in the second half. Marley steps back and then changed his mind. Johnson.
The shot maybe didn't go down, but I like the ball movement, the idea of making the extra pass right now for Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, Phoenix is playing very well offensively. They're really executing their offense very well at the half-court end.
Suns by 7. Jordan going glass. Phoenix 101. Chicago 96. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the game. Suns desperately trying to get back into the series, trailing 2 games to nothing. Chambers facing a double team. Chambers lost it. Pippen with the stutter step. Pippen recovered by Williams.
Magic, I think they've got to take KJ off of Mike. I don't think they can keep going with it down the stretch here.
They try to post up. Jordan stopped. Chambers over to help. Jordan thought he was fouled. Last touch by Phoenix. It'll be Chicago ball with 6 on the 24.
Well, here it is. Tom Chambers came over. I think he's the one who really blocked it and knocked it out of bounds.
And the Bulls take a 20-second timeout. Well, this is game 3 of the best of 7. The first 2 played in Phoenix, both won by Chicago. Recapping in game 1, it was 31 points for Jordan, 27 for Pippen. The Bulls opened up, shooting 64% from the field, and they won it 100-92. And then game 2 on Friday night, 42 points apiece for Jordan and Barkley. Pippen had a triple-double. Jordan was 1 assist away from a triple-double, but the Bulls won it in a terrific game, 111-108. And here tonight, the Suns have led most of the way, despite the fact that Charles Barkley has played with an injured elbow. Kevin Johnson has turned it around, and Pippen could not find anyone, and to avoid the 5-second violation, he has taken a full timeout.
Let's go back to that last shot by Michael Jordan, which he felt he was fouled on. Phoenix saw the post-up. Chambers came over right away to double team, and as Michael releases, it looks like Chambers does hit him just below the wrist area.
So the Bulls have 2 timeouts left. The Suns 3 and a 20.
All right.
Back at Chicago Stadium, Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Magic Johnson. Look at that stat. The Suns have certainly had their difficulties in the fourth quarter. Games 1 and 2, they were blank down the stretch. And tonight, they have not been able to hit a field goal the last 2 minutes and 52 seconds. They are clinging to a 5-point lead. Suns 101 and the Bulls 96 with 3:27 remaining in the fourth quarter. It is Chicago ball with 6 on the shot clock. And Pippen will throw in. Oh, Pippen threw it off the back of the net. What a play! He fooled the Suns.
Well, what happened was they read what Danny Ainge was doing last time, and he just decided to throw it off of him, get it back, and dunk it.
Oh, that's a play that we will be seeing over and over. A heads-up move by the Bulls. That's a kick ball, so they get the new 24.
If the man guarding the basketball turns his back to you, bounce it off him, step in bounds, get it back, pass to yourself. Nice job by Scottie Pippen.
See, because the last time Danny Ainge had caused that timeout by Scottie, and they read that and came right out with it.
Chicago in the midst of an 8-0 run. We're down to 3 minutes left in the game. 3-point Phoenix lead. Chambers. Rebound Jordan. Jordan with the pull-up. Oh! A tip by Grant. Horace Grant brings Chicago within one.
Magic said it before. You've got to continue to play to win. You can't play not to lose. You have to assert yourself, still be aggressive, get good shots, and execute.
Barkley to the reverse. And Charles Barkley did execute to give the Suns a 103-100 lead. Jordan and the tip missed by Williams. Barkley protecting the rebound.
You can lose possession of the basketball. You keep swinging those elbows. You've got to be careful.
Chambers off the fake. No call made. Now they call offensive foul on Chambers.
Chambers does a good job ball faking. You know he's going to drive right. He wants to go all the time. Pippen anticipates it, slides over in front.
And here's Barkley's reaction. I don't know if he was reacting to the call, but what happened was he wanted Tom Chambers to kick it to the open man when Pippen had left.
Suns lead by 3. Bulls trying to make it 3-0 in the best of 7. Suns trying to cut it to a 2-1. Chicago lead with Game 4 coming up here on Wednesday night. Minute 35 to go, fourth quarter. Jordan sets up Grant. And the foul.
Well, you talking about Mike